Well, I can't say that I couldn't believe what I'm saying here, but I'm getting bored playing Borderlands 4. Now, I think that maybe I burned it too fast, but there are things that are quite disappointed with the game. Now, first of all, I want to say something regarding performance. I didn't have any performance issue. I'm playing the 5070 Ti, playing with FrameGen, and it's just super smooth. And this is the type of game that I want to play smooth. And I mean, finally, I can compare to the other gaming laptop that I had that I'm pretty sure I couldn't play at this type of fast frame rate. It's just a bliss and really fun to play in this game. But there are many who complain about performance issues, so this is something that I know. But again, I'm just saying I haven't experienced it myself. The things that bother me the most is that I was expecting many more type of guns to be available in the game, way more. And I thought maybe legendary going to be very hard to get, but they're actually not. In certain situations, I was able to get them like every 3 or 4 certain farming locations. I mean 3 or 4 tries, again 1 out of 3 or 4 tries in the farming location. It wasn't really that hard. So though you can get them with different perk combinations, some of them can be quite rare. For example, with all the guns that I got plenty of them. I only got one that allows me to actually, for example, with the Altfire to put shield on the ground. And there are some surprises. Some of them you can get even like double the fire rate and much higher DPS. You just need to farm for it in order to get the better loot, the better drop. But it's this type of game that, again, I was expecting, of course, it to be more or less like that, but still it felt lacking. I mean, for me, the ultimate experience for a looter shooter was actually Destiny Vanilla, which combined really, it was like more 50-50, like 50 things regarding loot, like a slot machine, and 50% more of a really fun gameplay that with co-op gameplay. Again, it's more of an MMO because people spawn in the world, you can meet them. There's also Rage, which is one of the greatest, in my opinion, co-op features in the game. Here, it's not like that. I mean, there are bosses, but again, eventually you get to a point where it's just so easy and fast to delete a boss. I just got, for example, a very fast auto rifle. I didn't need to create a really powerful build just to ramp up the fire rate and just demolish everything. When I got stickies, for example, of course I can amplify the damage, but it didn't take me long to just destroy the boss with the sticky bombs, just ramp up all the sticks and just destroy them at once, and the boss is dead. So there isn't a challenge, not something that you need to coordinate with players. And when I play also co-op, it was so weird. Some people play, some people don't play. Eventually I just decided to play alone. So with all that taken into account, again, this is what makes Borderlands for me just more, Borderlands 4 for me felt like 80% kind of slot machine and 20%, well, everything other than a slot machine. I did enjoy the campaign, I really enjoyed the boss fight. There are things, of course, that are designed very well. I like the open world. There are some secrets to discover. Side quests can lead to really big side quests, side missions that feel rewarding and really fun to follow through. So it's not, of course, everything bad. Lots of things that are designed very well. But at the core of the game, it's all about guns. And I think in terms of procedural generation of the system to creating guns, it's just boring. There are, of course, lots of combinations you can make with the skill tree to create powerful builds, and personally I don't want to follow any specific builds of another person. I really enjoy the process of finding things myself and trying to find a drop that actually fits the build, rather than following something and trying to awfully get a certain drop, because then I'm just waiting for that one thing. Maybe someone said that it's great for a build. It's not fun for me. Fun for me is just creating, even if it's not the most powerful build, it's just following through a build that I want to try and test it out and trying to get the drops of. It can be even several of them that I have in mind based on the drops that I get. This is the way that I'm actually enjoy playing the game. So it was like that to some degree, but eventually I realized there aren't really lots of there are combinations of weapons and billions of them according to what the developer mentioned, I think. But there aren't really lots of them that feel really unique and special. So it's more about relying on certain perks combination that can work well. Something, again, a perk can actually ruin everything. Like for example, an assault rifle that get the perk for charge, and I don't want to charge because there's a limit on how fast, if I just want to shoot without charging, how fast I can actually shoot and just tapping on my mouse, compared to if I have, for example, something that shoots automatically, and I can just ramp up the fire rate and just get something that shoots really, really fast, not in the pace that I can even tap that amount in order to get that fast fire rate. Maybe, again, I'm saying that I just burn it too fast. If you're a casual player just playing out on like 2-3 hours a day, let's say it like that, you're probably gonna have enough content for this. But for the hardcore players, I think it's relatively limited. And if I was to develop such a game and I will make a procedural generating, something that can actually also balance as well later on, I would make many more guns. I think like 10 times at least more than what we have here. I mean, I still don't understand why they don't have system for that. I mean, just something, I mean, maybe because of just balancing. It would probably be very hard to balance. But even that, you know, system that can balance itself out. I mean, it's something it's all mathematics at the end of the day, right? But at the same breath, I want to mention something. It sounds contradictory, but it's not, because when you have good content for the game and you make it that it's very hard to get something, like for example, exotic weapons, like in maybe something that you can get a drop, for example, in a raid in Destiny. And then you enjoy really great raid content and a chance to get something that is pretty rare, then it balances itself out that it doesn't really feel that you need a lot. And actually, because you have few, it actually makes it even more worthwhile and exciting to get. So this is kind of a two side of the thing, depends on how the game is designed. I just think that the game design here in that aspect, it just, because of that, because it's all about the guns and kind of a slot machine, it's just not satisfying enough because of that. And there isn't a lot of really great co-op content for me. It doesn't really come close, of course, to raids, for example, in Destiny Vanilla. I mean, I didn't like Destiny 2 that much, but we can say the same thing about Destiny 2. That make me really excited to just keep on farming. Because again, farming itself, again, certain bosses can get you tired to a certain degree. I mean, fine. I mean, I really enjoy playing against certain bosses, but at the end of the day, again and again and again, becomes boring. There isn't anything this is, I mean, because eventually you're just going to create a build. It's one-shot enemies, relatively easy, relatively very early on, that you can destroy bosses. That you're just going to bite, all right, destroy the boss, one shot, go back, destroy. This isn't any actual fun and entertaining gameplay that you enjoy, but just one tapping bosses, just going back and trying to get the loot. Then it becomes, again, the slot machine. Because just lowering the handle, I got it, I didn't get it, check everything, go back, do this again, slot machine, again and again. Again, it just becomes a slot machine. There isn't anything really great to actually enjoy in between. That's why I think it's not that I don't like it, but I'm getting relatively, tiresome of doing it relatively fast, because there isn't a lot of quality content in between to keep me entertained. It's not like I didn't enjoy like doing, for example, strikes in Destiny to get something for a drop. But there always was that type of experience, the raid, that was fun, challenging, and people come together in order to do, and we need to coordinate, and there's a chance, not that high, to get something that's rewarding. So it felt great. So though I'm with those who actually really can get addicted to it, I also have the other part where I'm just sometimes looking at myself playing and asking myself what I'm actually doing. I'm actually laughing at myself over trying to farm certain bosses again and again to get a certain drop. I mean, I enjoyed it at a certain point, but then I'm laughing at myself doing it. It's kind of funny, because I actually I see the design of the game, how it was designed to keep you addicted to the game. And then just I want to disconnect. At that moment that I feel I'm kind of feeling that something is controlling me rather than me actually wanting really to enjoy something in the game. I feel more controlled as a gamer than something that really keep me entertained, truly entertained and immersed in the game. So what I'm saying is the balance there is just way too much to the slot machine, in quotation, type of gameplay than actually really fun, especially fun co-op gameplay that I was actually waiting, to see whether it's going to be fun here or not. And it's not. And that's the thing. Not for me. Yeah, that's why I'm just sharing my point of view. And to be honest, there are very good production value in many aspects of the game, including the sound design, the boss fights, the visual effects. I also like really the different expanded skill tree, the different class options to play. But there is no challenge, there is no kind of mission that you say, all right, let's team up together and try to beat this thing. I mean, fine, in games like that you want to feel more very, very powerful. But come on, if you already have something that destroys everything in one shot, what's the point even on trying to work on something else? I mean, right? The idea is that you create a powerful build and you feel it's powerful and you can really stress out this and try to go further with it. For example, Diablo 4 does that with, I forgot even how it's called. You can go deeper and deeper and try higher difficulties, and you can continue optimizing the build in order to do better. There isn't anything like that here. I mean, there is the ultimate Vault Hunter and the hard difficulties, but even then you can just one-tap everything. So there isn't like something that you can just continue and improving your build and try to, just min-maxing everything just to have like the perfect thing, and you can go further, improve yourself, and sometimes to others. Look at that, I actually done it, I was able to do it, and you feel great about it. There isn't such thing, and because of that, it feels very disappointed gameplay-wise. Yeah, and basically that's it. I mean, maybe expected, but part of me expected more, to be honest with you. So there are great things that works well in the game, but unfortunately, in terms of game design, in my opinion, it's lacking. And unfortunately, this is why I'm still waiting for, you know, another revival of Destiny Vanilla. Of course, not revival, but something Destiny 3 that will bring up the core fun gameplay of the original game, but of course as a new game. I think this would be, because it was just so perfect in terms of balance, in terms of loot, co-op gameplay, just perfect. So I do hope that something like that happen. I was expecting maybe to some degree that it will be something like that in Borderlands 4, but it just boils down to something very eventually very uncreative, uninspiring, and eventually boring. So from a hardcore player perspective, it might mean this is not enough, but I can understand why they're actually going to release the DLC content relatively soonish. And also know there are lots of side quests in the game here. Some can be really fun, by the way. So there's lots of things to do here in the game if you really want to follow the campaign and do everything. So just know there are lots of content there in terms of side quests to discover, and some of the weapons are hidden by just farming these bosses, and then you can replay them again and get to a point where you can hopefully get a chance to get a certain drop. And that, by the way, might take you several tries, quite a few tries until you get it. You are not guaranteed, of course, to get it. So yeah. So for me, Borderlands 4 is less when it comes to the creative design part, when it comes to looting. I think it's uninspiring. And because there isn't any challenge in the game where I can go deeper and just challenge myself, it can get relatively boring fast for, again, hardcore gamers. For those who play casually, I think that they probably won't feel what I'm actually talking here. But if you're one of those who farm a lot and want to get the loot, and it's important for you and spend lots of hours playing the game, you're probably going to burn relatively fast. Hopefully, DLC will come and, like in quotation, fix that. Thanks for watching.